Hey, you guys, it's Audrey with Changing Tides Energy, day 11 of coming back to you. I've got the nice sun in my face, and as you can see, you probably can tell if you've been watching my videos, I'm in a new space and place. I am in Homer, Alaska, on one of the more private beaches, not as popular. So not at the spit, and it's low tide. So normally I'd be walking in the ocean right now. But it's low tide and I've got my rain boots on and I'm just gonna walk over here because the sun is a little bit more favorable, which I appreciate. So we came to town today for just kind of unexpected. Like we knew that we had a trip to town that was going to happen sometime soon. We just weren't sure when. It was kind of weather dependent. We moved some cedar boards over for the sauna, so didn't want there to be any rain. And okay, I just have to show you. There's this cute little feather. I just saw it and thought of my dad. So whenever I see a feather, especially just a sweet little white down feather, or sometimes I see eagle feathers just like fall out of the sky. Like there's definitely meaningful moments when I see a feather, it means that there's an angel nearby. And I just think of my dad. But anyway, that's sweet. Um, So we came to town and we've been here for basically all day. But the other incentive besides the weather was a good friend of ours would like some help with his small business for, photography, content, collaboration, social media work and stuff like that. And that's exciting because that's what we've been doing and it's fun to collaborate and get some new energy and some new opportunities flowing and help a friend out in the meantime. So I'm pretty stoked about that. And just thinking about that and how the day progressed and just kind of how Scott's doing this job right now too, that he's just like loving over in another bay nearby, driving some big heavy equipment. Just thinking about work. And so many of us are tied to our jobs. And I was tied to my job and my career and my passion and purpose and all of that for decades. And at the end of it, it was just like incredibly unfulfilling because I absolutely was not super connected to it. Okay. Well, the mic wasn't connected and I just turned it on, but I was on such a roll. I'm just gonna let it flow. So the audio hopefully will be better now. Oh, I lost my son. It's gonna take me a minute to adjust to that. Anyway, so talking about jobs and working and being tied to and attaching to and identifying to career or identifying to a job or having your job be a reason that you can't do something or you can't live where you want to live or do what you want to do or whatever. That is really common. And I lived like that for most of my life. I thought you had to live that way. It's only been 2 years, just over 2 years since I took a totally different path. And so I wanted to talk about that today because I think it's pretty cool that other opportunities and other ways of sharing gifts and doing what you actually love to do and what you like to do, you can still earn money and you can still, make a living and live differently. There's different qualities of life that are more expensive and there's different qualities of life that are less expensive. And we're choosing to live an inexpensive life. And because of that, it does offer more flexibility for um, investing into myself. So that way, like a personal investment of time and energy and love and healing. And in this, I've been gifted a beautiful opportunity. And with the support of just my partner, which is what I want to share with you guys right now, is this amazing message that he has shared with me repeatedly in time. And it's like, I'm finally seeing it through and it's exciting. And I never knew this before until before I met him. So I wanted to share with you because it is part of a coming back to you series of like, wow, really connecting with who you are and getting to live that in your workspace as well is pretty cool. So I'll just give you a quick little history and then just a quick recap of what it is that is so magical. Um, Basically,
what Scott has always said is you don't have to work for money. He's like, all of the jobs I've always had are jobs that I enjoy doing, things that I'd want to do anyway. They're fun, they're exciting, they use my skills, whatever. And um and that's true for him. And he has had an amazing photography career and is a very skilled um craftsman, woodworker with reclaimed materials. And you know, he used to do really cool stuff to find those reclaimed materials and get those photos, right? So anyway, I just think it's pretty cool that he has like that real example in his life. And then for me, I was like, oh my gosh, everyone in my life is like dying of cancer and life looks so hard and everybody's suffering and I want to save the world. And that was me when I was a little kid and went into, I didn't want to be poor. It felt like there was always financial struggle growing up. So I thought I needed to make a lot of money in order to avoid that. I don't know if you can relate to that, but basically, I went down this path of like, I need to be a doctor. Ended up a nurse. Ended up realizing that I wasn't really that connected to a lot of areas of healthcare, more natural in a lot of different ways. And um, I don't know, the system's broken, so broken and so crazy. And I'm grateful for my time that I was able to help and serve. And I'm also grateful that I was able to recognize when it was no longer good for me to continue doing so. So I knew after my dad died, I just was so much more sensitive to everything. And I'm very energetically sensitive. And when COVID happened and then my dad died and just all of it was just like nursing just really stopped working for me and was very draining for me. And I had to put myself first. And so I did the really hard thing of quitting that career. And I had been working and building in my own business of in the health and wellness field, particularly with nutrition and life coaching. And that was all really fulfilling and enjoyable. And I felt called to expand in that into other depths of which I help guide people on their journey back to themselves and to their own light, love, and truth to live in their natural essence and just the way that feels the most in alignment for them. So, anyway, I was already doing that, and I was running a nonprofit as well, or helping co-run uh, a nonprofit that I had co-founded for women cancer survivors. So basically, like I had a lot going on, and nursing, I knew that was like something I just needed to stop. And I ended up getting into sales, which is kind of funny. My brother, at the time, he was working as a sales manager at a local company for high-end windows and doors and finally had recruited me on. And it felt good actually because my dad is a window guy. I grew up in the construction world. Like I grew up in contracting world. Like, I don't know, built my own house. I mean, my ex-husband and I built it. My dad, I just did a lot of the like, oh, hi, doggy scared me. Hi. Somebody's dog just trying to eat my selfie stick. It's kind of embarrassing. I'm walking on the beach in public with a selfie stick. It's hilarious. It looks like a chew toy or like a bone or something. Anyway, yeah. So what I'm getting at is that like I was able to do something different and it had much less meaning. I'm not like saving lives or helping people transition to the end of life or these other really meaningful things. I am instead like selling really expensive doors and windows. But I really did believe in the product and it was good for me and it was fun. And so I did that for a while. My brother got fired, things, and basically I met Scott and moved to Homer. And um, life changed and I just needed something, I needed to let that go as well. And then like in a directing role of, um, you know, doing like administrative work. Like that is not me. I really suck at it. Um, and it's fairly hard for me to even like wrap my head around it. I think it's so important to like have people who are really good at that and into that, doing that type of job. So I ended up transitioning outside of that role that I was doing for the nonprofit as well. And my coaching practice at the time just started to really shift. And I'll just say there's a huge cleansing and a huge opportunity for me to like kind of like redefine what it is that I am called to do. And it was hard, you guys, because like my ego was so wrapped up in the identity of all those things. Like I was just thinking of all the people I was letting down or all the people that had been depending on me. Or all the like patients or like, there'll never be another nurse like you, like whatever. It's just like so many connections and so many important relationships and everything. And to really like lean into this big shift in my life and to honor myself and my truth in it, and to let go or try to let go of the what do people think. That was challenging, but it wasn't without struggle, but it was absolutely worth it. And I'll just say, obviously, there's been a huge shift and transition. I'm able to talk about it, which is big. But I want to share about it because I think it's really important. Because I think that we can get stuck and we can get scared and afraid of what are people going to think, or like am I going to be able to walk through this big change? And the answer is like, yes, you can. If you're called to do something different, if you're called to be in a different space, like, in fact, it's going to be harder if you stay where you're not meant to be. Just saying. That's just the way it goes. If things feel hard, and you feel like you're pushing uphill a lot, I don't know, maybe you are. I certainly was. And I was just pushing really hard, too hard. So anyway, long story to say, then I'm here and I'm like, I could still do coaching. Like I considered some nursing stuff, but it's just like every time it's just my gut just not good for me. So I let that go and like, well, you know, there's a lot of opportunities out there. I know that. But listening to what Scott said and being like, just do what you love. You can make money doing what you love. I'm like, that is such BS. Like, how am I gonna do that? How do you even do that? Like, I love to write. It's like, well, okay. I don't love it enough that I'm consistent with it. But if I was, I probably could find a way to make money with that. But that sounds stressful. Like putting out my writing and being like, hey, you should pay me for this. I'm a beginning writer. I don't know. Just the whole idea of starting that doesn't feel inspiring to me right now, but it could later. But so I just don't find joy in like the idea of that process. And then also thinking about, like I am a creator, I am creative, and so I just keep getting this inspiration. Scott's a photographer. We live in a photo shoot and I love to share. I've always loved to share. And I love beauty. I love the beauty of Alaska, of the coast. And I love sharing that. And I love our lifestyle. And there's so many like deep values that I'm living in direct alignment with. So I get excited when there's local Alaskan companies that are like ready to shine their stuff and their products are really amazing and fall in alignment with our life and what we love to do. Share. And I love it when Scott takes photos and I've started doing not much. He's totally the main photographer, but I can get behind the camera if the settings are right and like square it out and everything. I just made up that word. I don't even know if that's the thing, but I can make it look decent. I've taken some good photos, but all at the hands of him and his editing. Anyway, so I know we've got a pretty bad sun little situation here right now. I'm going to stop this in a few minutes. I'm going to go over here to this rock, but I just wanted to say that it's like, I don't know. I think it's amazing that I am like I was like doing what I love, living how I live, connecting with the people that I love to connect with. finding inspiration and joy in his photo work, and just kind of like drew in this opportunity to support the company in that way, which I'm so grateful for. And just another opportunity today with a friend in his business, just the willingness to do it, to follow through and to share and to put it out there. Like being a content creator is like fun and creative, especially when it aligns with your values. And the other thing that is so cool and is a huge like transformation was last spring. I just felt very called. I just kept hearing like, get your Reiki certifications. Or it's like get the training and start seeing people for Reiki. And I did that, like really went through my trainings and started doing Reiki sessions, distant Reiki sessions, which have been super powerful and healing. Um, as the healer even, and it's been amazing. Like some of the most like profound and significant experiences I've had where we live have been doing these distant sessions, and the energy is just beautiful. It's beautiful and it's powerful, and it can be accessed and harnessed from anywhere, and that's so cool. Like, and you don't even have to know. Like, I like to do the Reiki sessions with intention. As far as like the timing. Oh my God. Oh, this is so pretty. I've never found a little shell like this on this beach. So cute. I love it. So cute. It's going in my pocket. Um, wow. I'm glad I looked down just then because I'm usually looking up. Um, anyway, so being able to share the energy healing, you can share it from anywhere. I like to share it with the intention during the time of like scheduling the appointment at the time. But I can send you Reiki at any time. Just have to, be in a receiving state or in awareness of, you know, that you are receiving Reiki. So, anyway, that's been really cool and not something that I had any idea was possible or that I could do. Like, I didn't know when I moved to Homer that I was going to get master certified Reiki and be able to start teaching and helping others and helping them heal. Like, I didn't know that I would be in this realm now of, offering and sharing sound bath and sunbathing as part of healing. And I didn't know that I'd be back in the coaching realm doing intuitive life coaching. And those are all things that I love to do. And I'm just grateful, like, I had an external voice, like a partner who was like, you don't have to, like work for money. You can work for fun, like for things that you love to do. And so I just encourage you, like, I'm kind of on the end now where I'm like, oh my gosh, this is happening. It's been happening for a while, like, but it's been consistent enough now. I'm like, oh, this is really happening. So cool. So, yeah, don't be afraid to try something new. Don't be afraid to follow your heart or just like take the leap and just follow your heart. When you're in the flow with the universe, the doors will just open. And that doesn't mean that it's going to be like easy breezy and everything feels good and, it's going to be like fun and everything like that. It doesn't mean that. Um, because anytime you bring awareness to something that isn't in alignment, then it opens up the opportunity and invites in a shift and a change. And that's beautiful and welcoming. And also, it can feel disruptive, it can feel jarring. But just allowing yourself to move through the experiences and allowing yourself to just like stay present to the the truth that you're in the process of moving into more of living in your truth. And then not attaching to the experience, not attaching to the experience of, um, the fear of the pain or the fear of the change, just letting it flow and knowing that you're supported. When we fight and when we resist that within us, it's worse. It's so hard. And I just encourage you to allow yourself to be in the moment and in the feelings of shift and change that you may be feeling. We're coming up on the tail end of this eclipse and still in several retrogrades, and there's just a lot of big energy out there going on. And I just encourage you to be gentle with yourself, loving to yourself, and just invite in the opportunity to find more joy to live in, and find more peace to rest in. It's there for you too. If you're on your journey, I'd love to hear and know, what are you doing that's working for you? Feel free to go to the website, changingtidesenergy.com. You can send me a note there. You can leave a comment here. I look forward to connecting with you, and I'm grateful for you for sharing this journey. Thanks for being here. Take care.